I'd like to welcome you to this week's report. Today is Thursday, May 8th. I almost said March. Doesn't feel like March in here in the garage today, I'll tell you that. It's nice and warm. A lot of good stuff happening, and I'm a little late and a little tired because I just got off the water, but wanted to get this in tonight. So good news is we got good weather everywhere this weekend, it looks like. So get out there and fish. That's it. I'll see you guys next week. I'm joking. Before we get started, a couple of things to cover here. The Compton Hunting and Fishing Club, which sounds kind of dangerous, but it's in Compton, but it's a nice club that's been around for a long time. They have a kids event on May 31st coming up, and they've got fishing stuff, shooting stuff, hunting, archery, you name it, free for kids of all ages. Really nice event, good turnout there, and I'll be talking a little bit more about it in the coming weeks, but if you got young kids and they're interested in getting into fishing, or maybe they're not interested in fishing, you want to kind of expose it in a fun way, it's definitely something to check out. The other thing is the CCA Star Tournament is starting on Memorial Day. If you guys have not signed up for that yet, I highly recommend it. Supports a good cause, and lots of great prizes as usual. Parker boat, seven other grand prizes, vacations, different places. I think a trip to Cedros, kayaks, things like that. So yeah, we'll just get into the fishing here before I start sweating out. Up north of Channel Islands, I am predicting that this weekend will be the first official gangbang of 2025. Sea bass are biting up at Santa Rosa Island. Sport boats are on it. Very easy target for private boaters to go and fish by them. So if you want to fish by a million other boats, go up there this weekend. If you don't, go on the weekday and try to get as close to the full moon as you can. I think it's coming up soon. I was going to check, but I forgot. So if you're planning to head up on your own boat and go around the full moon, it might be coming up next week or even a few days here. If you're a sport boat guy, wait till the weekday. But yeah, the boats at Santa Barbara and Ventura are still getting sea bass regularly. It's not limits every day, but good scores. You get some nice halibut as well. Lots of nice big rockfish after they get their sea bass or don't. And yeah, I've talked about it quite a bit already. So that's sonar school fishing. Private boaters, you're better off not following the sport boats around because those schools stay pretty tight. They're usually under the boat. If you've done any sea bass fishing, you know that you can sit right next to a boat to catch them and not catch anything. So you're better off driving around looking for your own fish. I know it's hard without the sonar, but figure out the area, look at your chart, look at what kind of structure these boats are fishing, or it might just be mud. And then just slowly drive around and keep an eye on your fish finder, be ready to drop a fluke or a dropper loop down, and you'll have a much better chance than following the other boats around and getting yelled at. I'm going to skip Nick and SPI. Haven't heard much this week from there. Going down to San Clemente Island. The only report I saw from there was Benny Florentino went out last week, or earlier this week, and had slow, but probably Clemente standards. He caught some nice calicos for his clients, and they caught them on the backside and also the front. I think most of their fish were on those neck breaker rigs with swim baits on the back. Popular way to fish it. You can fish it vertically, cast it out, you can sink it out. You can burn it on the surface. Good all around bait. Sure we'll get some coverage this weekend with the weather we have. I know the Fury got a yellowtail over the weekend over there, but that's the only game fish I've heard of. And I'm sure the Thunderbird and the Fury and probably a few other boats will be over this weekend getting a better handle on what's going on over there sport boat wise. The only report I have from Cat is from Benny Florentino, who I saw at Palos Verdes this afternoon on his way home from Cat. And when you come home from Cat and you stop to fish Palos Verdes, it pretty much tells you how the fishing at Cat was. He said it was really slow. Beautiful conditions, 63-degree water on the backside. He started on the east end, ran all the way to the west end on the back, then fished down the front to the isthmus, and slow fishing overall. But that is how Cat is a lot of times, especially with sunny skies and high pressure. Along the beach, boats are still catching halibut. In the Santa Monica Bay, the Spitfire has been on pretty regularly. And saw a picture of my friend Earl McVicker. I think he was on the Betty G. I'm not exactly sure which boat he was on, but I think that's it. And they're drifting those halibut in the Santa Monica Bay, catching a lot of fish. It's good for them. Native Sun is still running their halibut trips out of LA Harbor. and consistently doing well on those. And they have rockfish to fall back on if they need to, and you know, as the summer progresses here in the spring, they'll all still fall back on calico bass while they do that. Bass report I got over the weekend, my friend Tom Troop took his son Cash Troop and his son's friend, also named Cash. Seems kind of odd, but out fishing in Santa Monica Bay. They had excellent calico and sand bass fishing on in different areas. So, you know, artificial reefs, submerged jetty there, and other places. Just the normal standard stuff in the bay. And he made a little video he sent me. Yeah, I don't think I was supposed to share it, but it's too funny not to. Here's Tom using a hookup bait to mimic a scared Garibaldi and see what happens.
Put an 8 on to get it. Ah, I'm so scared. I'm a Garibaldi. This wave scared me. Come eat me. I'm a Garibaldi.
Oh!
The rocks. Oh, Ariel. Oh, Ariels. Ariels.
That was cool.
That was pretty cool. I'm a little Ariel in the rock.
Oh, double?
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, dang it.
I'm so scared. Oh, dude, he ate. That fool sucked the juice out.
So anyway, our trip today, we launched I think around 11:30, ran up to PV. It was less windy than forecast early, which was nice, but pretty much on par with forecast later in the day. And one of the things I've mentioned up there before is if it's windy at the south end, if you got your windy app with the I'm going to show you on my phone, but the windy app for iPhone and Android, they have a subscription you can pay to get more details than you do with the free app. One of the nice things about it, they actually have the weather stations on there. So we got to Point Furman, and it was windy there, so I just looked at the app to see how it was at Rocky Point. It was only blowing 2 knots up there at the weather station, so I knew if I ran further up, I'd be out of the wind. But as I was running up, we saw the first I'm having a lot of trouble talking today, I apologize. We saw our first sign of service activity of the year up there, and it was birds chasing bait, or birds flying over bait that was getting chased by bass up by Trump National. And this is something that you need to learn to look for if you're fishing calicos, especially along the coast. You got miles and miles of kelp, but the action is going to happen in a very small area very quickly a lot of times. And if you don't take advantage of it, it's going to be gone. And I got a little video kind of showing how we approached that and adjusted our game plan to get bit.
I caught a snapping turtle at Lakewood Country Club.
We don't have snapping turtles in California.
There was some kind of a water turtle.
Yeah, they're turtles. Yeah. Since they have a water turtle, all turtles are water turtles.
Huh?
All turtles are water turtles.
Tortoises aren't water turtles.
They're not turtles.
They're fucking turtles. Oh, stop with your semantics.
Don't confuse Trudy with those fucking dirty water turtles.
What's that?
Don't confuse Trudy with those dirty water turtles.
Yeah. Let me tell you, those turtles are no fun to take off the hook.
No.
That's all I gotta say.
I feel bad for stuff like that.
Yeah. They're easier than taking off an octopus off a 6X Junior, I know that.
Yeah.
We caught a couple of those on Tony Ray's trip, you know?
Yeah.
Yo-yoing, and the fucking 3-foot octopus would grab that jig. That's never fun.
These birds are on something in here.
Yeah, they are. Oh yeah. That's the fishiest shit we've seen all year.
Yeah,
right there.
for sure.
Water's very, very clean. like Santa Barbara Island clean. Anything popping?
I haven't seen anything pop yet.
Right there.
Bass boils?
There was a boil. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Just to the right of that.
Oh, there you go, right there.
Right
Boil
there.
them up. Boil them in oil.
Sorry for casting under you. Oh, behind me. Behind me.
Oh, there you go.
Plug bite.
Get out.
Welcome aboard.
Back to our old tricks.
Yeah, on the crankbait rod. Easy, 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 baby girl. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's fantastic.
So at the end of the video there, I don't know if I play it long enough to show, but we were watching birds blow up on, you know, I'm really out in left field there, I apologize guys. We were watching bass blowing up on small anchovies, rice as I call it, and the birds on them, but most of it was back in really thick kelp, which makes it almost impossible to get a lure back there because it's going to lay on top of the kelp or snag it. So we worked the outer edges of it. We saw some bass up boiling, and then we saw some bigger boils that at first we thought were bass, then the boils got way too big, and it was sea bass eating mackerel in the same area the calicos were eating anchovies. I don't know how many fish were up there. I only saw 2 big boils, but what's interesting is that area, we got up there right as it started, and it died off in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Not a lot of shots, got a couple fish out of it. After that, we ran up to Rocky Point, and from the closure up until the point, conditions looked great, but there was just acres of bait everywhere, which makes for tough fishing. Then once you got around the corner, it was red tide. And around the corner was like almost 64-degree water, and it was 60 last week. So if it jumps up that fast this time of year, you get the red tide, and that's what happened there. So we came back down, and you know, up there it was calm, but then we had to go back down to the wind zone to fish. And this is another scenario you'll find a lot of times you fish in the afternoons, is that your boat's going to be drifting fast, you got to cover a lot of water, and well, involuntarily you're going to be covering a lot of water because the wind's going to be pushing your boat. So what I like to do is I'll set up on the outside edge of you know, the bed. You know, if there's downhill current, preferably this was going the same direction as the wind, we were able to just drift down the edge and pick off a couple more fish like that on the MC 7-inch slug with the little weighted keel hook. Made for some cool surface bites. And that's a second situation you're going to have a lot in the afternoons, is there's going to be no obvious spot to stop. But if I'm going to stop in a bed and there's no birds, before I even stop, I'm looking for a sign of bait, preferably not happy bait. And that's kind of what we did. And you know, when looking for that, a lot of times I'll just drive slowly along and then find bait and then start fishing. And Matt caught 1 fish here, and I got 1, and we had a couple more bites. Nice. Like I said.
Happy.
This one.
Easy. Easy. Cálmate, cálmate. You're back home.
So the final scenario for fishing bass along the coast is hitting the leading edge of kelp beds. And when there's a fast drift, you might only get a few casts, but if you get those casts in the right place, you'll get bites. And on the way home, We stopped at Point Furman, stopped at the leading edge of the bed, and got immediate action. Came all the way up?
Yeah. I almost did the musky figure eight, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, right there.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Son.
Herman's biting. Oh my God, yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, look at the cloud.
Nice. Nice work, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, Vinny.
So yeah, these are just, you know, 3 scenarios that you're going to encounter, especially if you fish in the afternoon when there's wind and current, hopefully. The first one is finding birds. They're acting differently than the other birds. There were a lot of birds up there staying in the water, but these birds were actively picking. So we went out and investigated that and found fish. The second scenario being the one where you just look for bait and they make longer drifts along the edge of the kelp. You're not going to get as many bites. The fish won't be grouped up like they would be on the leading edge. And as you see it, the fish back out at Furman, he had a cloud of followers follow up there. So just some tips to think about when you're heading out. Things to look for. I get asked a lot of times, what am I looking for condition wise? That's basically it. So yeah, down south, I'm keeping this kind of short, and I apologize, but it's really hot in here. Still some yellows biting at the Coronados. They're seeing a lot more fish than they're catching. I guess there's a ton of bait down there, according to the San Diego. So the bait school to yellowtail ratio is skewed in such a way that it's hard to get them to bite. That may change. I'm sure it will. Both the full day boats, they've given up on the tuna stuff locally for now. It may change after the full moon, more fish slide in. But offshore, no reports since the weekend because nobody's going out. There's still fish outside, you know, 60 Mile Bank, that area out there at Point South. For the sport boats, it's all at night. Misery fishing, and yeah, so I don't know. It's not that exciting to me, but if you want to do it, go do it. Try not to have a short temper when you get tangled up with everybody else and all the others. I keep watching these videos that people post on YouTube, and I'll tell you what, man, that is absolutely not for me. I'm not knocking the fishery, and I'm glad those guys are getting off the dock and catching fish. Boy, I don't know. Anyway, I didn't really think about any unsolicited advice today because I was busy fishing, but I do have some I've talked about before. You know, last night we had to put our dog Pua down. We got Pua in December when her owner had dementia, and it got to the point where she could not take care of the dog anymore, and the owner's daughter was unable to deal with her mother and the dog. She had health issues that needed to be taken care of. So we took her in. She had a great life for 6 months with us. Her health started deteriorating about a week ago. She'd been going steadily declining. She was very old. Rachel said she was about 1 million. And it was nice that we were able to get on FaceTime with her, the woman's daughter, and have her talk to the dog and show the dog on the phone to the mother, who I don't know how much of it she understood because of her dementia, but I think it made the family feel better. But we're currently figuring things out and maybe looking for another dog to bring in. But yeah, guys, rescue dogs. If someone has a dog they're giving up, or if you're looking for a dog, go to the pound. Don't go and get a new dog from somewhere. Get an older dog. You know, if you got kids or whatever, you get a young dog. If you don't want to deal with all day, you get an older one. They just sleep all day and come up on your lap. You pet them and have a great time. They're very appreciative of it. So yeah, that's it. Next week's report will be longer, hopefully. If this heat keeps up, I might start doing them in the morning. But yeah, I guess that's it. Should be good fishing this weekend. Great weather everywhere. And I hope you guys have a great weekend and good luck if you fish.